I'd like to have the opportunity for 5 minutes to tell you about my business. All right, that's going to come with an opportunity to work with us. Remain standing. However, I can't stand it when I go to these things and there's some guy pitching and I don't care and I don't want to hear about it. And I respect that. So if you have no interest in working with us, I love you, and this is a great time to take a break. Right now. That means I get to talk to all of you? You all want to work with us? Maybe? No obligation at all. I don't have any slides. I don't have any last minute sale, none of that garbage. I just want to share with you what we do, and more specifically, the numbers, right? All right, you can have a seat. Thank you. I just needed permission, because without permission, it's like a, what do they call a pitch? Like this. Can't stand it. So, I have been in this publishing business for 14 years, and I love it. I love hearing these stories. It fuels me. It really does. I'm relentless in my desire to hear and share stories. And we all know that everyone's got one, and everyone can benefit by sharing it. But the challenge that we're facing nowadays, in my opinion, is there's a, remember that old, what's that phrase? Content is king. Still believe that? No. There's too much content. Way too much. You know how many podcast episodes there were in 2019? Episodes. 336,000 new episodes in 2019. Guess how many in 2023, 4 years later? 27 million episodes published. 7,900% increase. 2 million LinkedIn posts a day, 100 million Facebook articles a day, 350 million Instagram posts a day. Now, I'm no math genius, but I still have 8 hours. Okay? So the content is just, it's explosive. And with the additional of the adding on of AI on this content creation, where's that going to go? Up or down? It's going to go up. I read an article last week, 48% increase in content, AI-generated content this year. What's going to be next year? So we're all focused on producing this content, running ads, webinars, even books. Get it out there, get it out there, get it out there. Who's seeing it? I talked to a friend the other day. He said, Doug, I got this really cool idea. I'm going to start interviewing people and take the interviews and transcripts and put on LinkedIn for you. I'll do 4 of those a month. I'm going to charge $1,800 a month for that. What do you think? Like, that's pretty good. I like that. Interview, transcribed, little content piece, good value, $1,800 for 4 pieces a month. That's great. Who's going to see it? Exactly. The creator's going to see it. And what's the algorithm going to do? I don't know. I don't know. We don't know. But generally, if it doesn't make them ad money, they're not going to boost it up, right? So I've got a unique system that incorporates some things you already know about, you'll find out in a second, and some things you don't know about. And one of those things is, I don't know what to call it yet. I call it Entrepreneur Connect. It's like an anti-content way to build your audience, to build your network, to attract new opportunities, whether they be M&A deals, clients, media, speaking opportunities, it doesn't matter. What I'm going to describe to you takes 2 minutes, and it's this. With all this content out there and nobody seeing it, should you produce more of it and get in that mix and jump in that lake, that ocean? I don't think so. I think you should come over here and say, that person's creating a lot of content. Maybe I could just be their fan and like their content. Maybe I'll just view their articles. Maybe I'll go in there next month and say, hey, I really enjoyed reading that article. You know what? I learned this from that. I got a question for you. How would it apply to over here? Now imagine they've got all this content and no one's looking at it. You come in, like it, share it, endorse it, and ask an intelligent question. I've got a fan, is what they're going to think. And when you do that intelligently, they always answer the question on their own article. Yes, this is what I learned. This is, thank you, I'm so smart. Here, you're good too. What do they do next? Who is this guy? They click on your profile. I use LinkedIn for this, all right? I like it, I share it, I endorse it, I do a really smart conversation, I appreciate the article, I compliment them, I prove that a human being read it by actually reading the article and intelligently commenting. This is labor-intensive work that we do, but it works. Because when you do that to that person, not just once, but over and over again over a couple of weeks, you're a super fan. They clicked on your profile, you've clicked on theirs. Now what does the algorithm do? It puts you together. So when should you produce your content? In month 1 when you're liking? In month 2 when you're sharing? In month 3 when you're commenting? No. In month 4. Months, Doug? Yes, months. Not days, not weeks, months. Who here is married? Did you get married on your first date? This is Vegas. You might have. I don't know. Okay. No, it takes us months, sometimes years, to develop a real relationship. Why do we treat it any differently in the online world? Bugs the crap out of me. This is ridiculous. So what we do at our company is we have a few clients, Manya, Tammy, Eric, have already started our process with us. They're in month like 2 and 1 or 3. They're just getting started, already getting speaking opportunities, already getting capital opportunities. Michael and Eric are raising another $25 million for their fund, and we're getting inquiries, connections with family offices. And I cheated because I took my system, liking, sharing, and commenting, and added one more wrinkle to it. And I can do that for anybody here because I'm a contributor to Entrepreneur Magazine. So I contacted 220 family offices, and I said, I'm writing an article for Entrepreneur Magazine. I want to interview family offices. And I got 12 people on the phone. Well, there's one of them. I got 12 people on the phone, including Bloomberg's family office, $6 billion fund. And I said, hey, I'm curious about something. Tell me about I'm doing an article. I'd like to talk to you about your family office, how you got started. Okay, fine, 10 minutes. And they talked to me, and I said, how do you get your deal flow? Well, how do you find deals? Because Michael and Eric are raising capital for their fund. And I want to find out, and they want to target family offices. Like, oh my gosh, that's like trying to go to a hot girl in the bar and say, hey, you want to buy? You know, it doesn't. Going to a family office pitching your deal is spam, right? We don't like spam. But if I ask them for an interview as a journalist, sure, I'll talk to you. And I got great intel from this. They don't need deal flow. Sorry, guys. Can't help you there. Ooh, really? Nah. You have plenty of deals. Where do you get those? People that we know, like, and trust. There's a clue. All right. What's your biggest challenge? 80% of the family offices said the exact same thing, and most of them use the exact same words. We have such a challenge with generational issues with money. You know, little 20-year-old Susie Q doesn't know what a stock option is. Uncle Ben's been trading his whole life. Grandpa's got his first $14 million this year. I got to have the same conversation, the same room with 2 people, and it's hard to do. 80% of family offices had the exact same challenge. So I went back to Michael, and I said, Michael, you want to raise $25 million from family offices? I've got the skinny, okay? It's not to talk about your fund. They don't care about that. What their real problem is talking about the generational differences of talking about money with the family. So what we're going to do is create a white paper about this topic. And some good writer that I happen to be related to wrote a killer piece about the generational differences of wealth. Now, after 3 months of liking their content, sharing their content, commenting on it intelligently, I can send them a DM saying, excuse me, I'm working on a white paper. I'd like to get your opinion on it. Can you give me 10 minutes of your time? Is that spam? No, because we've been liking them and sharing their stuff and endorsing their stuff. They're like, oh, I know you. You've been my biggest fan. Sure, I'll give you 10 minutes. I've opened up the doors, conversations that you cannot get otherwise. I'm connected with people on LinkedIn I haven't even tapped yet. I mean, I shouldn't say that word because one of them is Kathy Ireland. It's true. She's a connection. Sorry, she's a connection. CEO of American Cancer Society, chief data scientist at Intel. I can go on and on. I connect with people for the sheer joy of connecting with them. Sometimes there's business, sometimes there's not. But it doesn't matter because there's always going to be a benefit of being connected with somebody because, like in this case of Zoom, like I haven't bought a $100 million company. but because of what I've been doing over these years, I have a few friends who have. And you're under obligation now to help him out, by the way. So what we do is we help you build your network. That's my job. That's my business. Yes, we publish books, but our main focus is what that book will do for you, which is open up doors, give you opportunities for speaking, give you opportunities for enterprise clients. Whatever you're looking for, I can help you make you a super connector. Be the hub of the wheel. Don't be a spoke. Don't come to an event and say, hey, want to buy? No. Connect with somebody, offer to like their stuff, share their stuff, work on something, get their opinion on something. Make a friend first, build a relationship, and oh my gosh, your world's going to change overnight. You'll have trusted advisors that you will actually be happy to see, not venture capital vultures, right? You can have people that you're going to actually like to work with you and get you on the right track to go where you want to go. So we do this with a system we call Entrepreneur Connect, helping you connect with people. We'll build the custom databases we build now. Oh my gosh, we've got some new AI software that combines B2B and B2C data, right? So B2B data is pretty easy, right? Other companies, SIC codes, volume, revenue, employee count, easy stuff. B2C information, you see that on Facebook. He likes this book, he likes this rock star, we'll connect you with him. But we can combine that by intention. So if we're looking for example, I'll just toss some things out here. Let's say we want to acquire a distribution company, right? Most people would just look up all distribution companies and automotive parts and spam them all. Don't do that, I won't let you. Instead, we'll build a database of those guys, and we'll take 1,000 of them, and we'll like their content, share their content, comment on their stuff, and then we'll do something magical. In our database, we'll also find out who's 65, who might be vacationing less than they did last year, who might have been in the hospital last month. A lot of people who are exiting companies have health issues, financial issues, whatever they are. We can build a database on B2C intent data along with the raw data, combine that, so now those 1,000 people, we can target 100 and shorten this cycle, even though it takes a good year to do it. It's all, there's no spam, that's what I'm trying to say. You got to connect with the right people at the right time with this system that we do. And so if you don't do a book, we also include, where's Abe? Abe is my new partner. He doesn't know it yet. But every single one of you, if you want to work with us, you can, of course, but getting the content out there, a white paper we can do, of course, but we're also doing a newsletter once a week. And we don't do newsletters like the ones you unsubscribe to after you read them, by the way. I can't stand. How many of you subscribe to something and then all of a sudden you're unsubscribing like on the first email? Right? People don't get it. Our newsletters are one page, and we actually start with, get this, you'll be so surprised. We start with a thing called news. It's in the title, newsletter, right? So we'll take an industry topic and put actual news links in there to actual news that's happening. I don't know why this is not done anymore, but it's really helpful because I actually read that stuff. The next block, it's not about me. It's about one of my clients. It's about one of my prospects. Or like what Manya's doing, we'll talk about in a minute, she's blown it up by 1,000%. We'll talk about that in a second. So the newsletter is news, feature piece on one of my clients, and then a little wisdom from Doug. Or in your case, from you. And when you feature your clients in your newsletter, what happens? Oh my gosh, there I am. What are they going to do with it? They're going to share it. And other people on your list are going to see somebody else being shared. When's my turn? We all want our time in the spotlight. So our content machine goes hand in hand with our relationship building. Okay? And the last piece about this is obviously I focus on LinkedIn, newsletter, book if you want. But there's one more thing that makes this so unique, I'm so proud of, quite frankly, and that's this room. This room. Because, how do you know this thing works, Doug, this thing that you're doing, Entrepreneur Connect? I would just tell you to look around the room. You are the proof that this is the way things are done. I have a gentleman here in this room who spent tens of thousands of dollars, and I supported him on it to create a curriculum and a funnel and all these really cool things. We can create all your wisdom and put it together and make this really good system, and people can buy it and pay monthly for it. It'd be great.
Don't look at me.
Tens of thousands of dollars. I'm not. You're not the only one. Tens of thousands of dollars, and I advised him on the copy and the headlines because I know copy. We could do this stuff, right? How many clients did we get from that? Either 1 or 0. We'll talk to him in a second. He'll tell you. But what he's done since then, he came to one of these events, got a 7-figure deal in the works. Went to his own event, the one I actually attended at the same time, and had no booth, no funnel, just did relationship connections and picked up $5 million of business. Coca-Cola, Berkeley, state of Tennessee, state of Florida. Not from a funnel, not from content, not even the book that we produced for Rico Pena. Rico, stand up.
Go.
So I'm sorry about the funnel, man. I apologize for that.
To learn that.
Yeah, we all learned that. You can have a seat. Thank you very much. But we both talked the other day about, you know what, things are going back to the 80s and 90s. I'm sorry. I love technology. We're not going to run away from AI. We can't avoid it. But building relationships both in person and online must be done from a heart and from a strategic point of who I want to talk to and who wants to talk to me. So when we do this system, we charge $1,500 a month for it. Pretty fair, I think. Anybody think that's a ridiculous number? I don't think so. The setup on it, just to get things started, to build the profile, redo that, $1,000. Okay? So that's what we do. That's what we really lean into. I'm going to invite everybody here to come back in the back of the room in a minute. And if you want to do that, I'd love to talk to you and actually work with you. But I want to add one more thing because I was thinking a lot about this, and I like irresistible offers, of course, so I'll just say it. $1,500 a month, no big deal. $1,000 deposit, easy. But what if the first month you're like, not really liking it, or second month, I don't know. So what if I just did this? What if I just said, listen, $1,000, we need that to set this thing up for you, okay? After that, I'd like to work for you for no charge for 3 months. Okay, at the end of 3 months, you'll have the database we build for you. We'll have your updated LinkedIn profile. We'll start on a white paper for you. We'll start making the liking, the sharing, the connections. And in month 4, if you like what we've done, then we can enter in that formal arrangement to get that going on a monthly basis. And we'll start those micro conversations to build those connections for you. And we'll toss in the newsletter. Thank you, Abe. We can start that right away. So that's what we do. Okay? Yes, Jen. Jen, you have a question? Yeah. We're gonna take care of that. So I just thank you very much. I appreciate. I can't wait to work with you because actually you're going to be having a commercial at lunch today, so it'll be great to show you a commercial. So that's what we do. We help you build the connections both online and in person. This is all included with that program. Okay, so this is free for you today. You're here. I'm grateful for you. I'd like to see all of you again in the spring, wherever we select our event. We'll talk more about that this afternoon towards the end of the day. But I definitely want to work with you on an ongoing basis and help you create your own event like this, both virtually and in person, and help you build 10, 20, 50, 100 new relationships to make your life and your business just shine the way you want it to. That's it. Any questions? I'm going to hang out here. And then if you want to get started, Jack and Emma are back there with the credit card swipers. So I'll go ahead and get started, and we'll have scheduled an onboarding call. We'll spend an hour on the phone together and go through your profile, go through your stuff, and get cranking. So that's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Denard.
You bet. In order.